We live in a world where we seek unconditional love, but do we know what it takes and what it costs to give and to receive unconditional love? Not just romantically, holistically. Welcome to Falling For. Hello everybody and welcome to Walk the Talk. My name is Jimmy Ramila for those of you who don't know me. If you're new here, hello, welcome, and I hope you do stay. If you're an oldie, hello and welcome back. Today, as you have seen from the thumbnail, we are speaking about unconditional love. This is the second episode of our new segment called Falling For, and who best to talk about this topic than Bestie Bay? Please help me welcome Bestie Bay. Welcome, Bestie Bay.
Hi, how's it?
Good, thanks. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Welcome to the very second episode of Falling For. Are you excited to be here?
So excited, yeah, super excited.
It's been a minute since you were here, ne?
Yeah, it's been a while.
You know, guys, he actually said to me when I said, please help me welcome Bestie Bay, he's just like, no, I'm Lestic Social. Imagine.
Yeah, they must know my name.
So today we are speaking about love, unconditional love.
Yeah.
And I specifically chose this topic because I was reading an article some time ago, and I don't remember which magazine it was, and then they were saying that we are a loveless generation, right? And I was just like, is it though? Are we a loveless generation? So then I started being very interested in this to find out why people are saying we are a loveless generation and all of that. And upon doing research, I came across a lot of articles, but one stuck out for me, and that's an article by a lady named Taylor Stetzer. I don't know if it's Stetzer or Stetzer, but sorry if I'm butchering that. But this article is from 2016, and I think the lady is in Pennsylvania. And I just took a few things from the article, and I'm just gonna read them, and then we'll just start from there. Okay. So here's something I quoted from the article. It says here, here's the stitch. We, the millennials, treat love like we treat money. Easy to earn, easy to spend, easy to gamble, and risky to invest. And it continues to say the problem is love isn't money, and it shouldn't be exhausted or run empty. Love is like a flower in the garden of your life, right? And it says with the changing of the seasons, the flower may wilt and sway in harsh winds of reality, but a good gardener will not let the flower die.
That's true.
Right? And I just thought that was so interesting. Especially the part where she says that we treat it like money. Easy to earn, easy to spend, but it's risky to invest in.
Yeah.
Do you agree with that notion?
I do,
Yeah.
I do, to an extent of saying today people treat it as like material possession, you know? Like it's what you can get out of it. It's no longer about what I can give, you know, what I can give. People are more focused on what do I receive from this, you know, without investing a lot in that. And the part where she was saying that it's like a garden, you know, you need to water your garden, you need to make sure that you nourish your garden.
Absolutely.
So that it can grow, so that it can blossom and stuff like that.
Yeah. No, I absolutely agree with that. And I'm just going to go and we're going to dive right into the questions that I have jotted down regarding this topic. And the very first question is, are we a loveless generation? And sorry, I don't mean this romantically only, but I mean like holistically. Are we a loveless generation?
I think it goes both ways. I think we are. And also we need love as a generation. You know, we really need love, you know. But to a certain extent I feel like we are loveless in some kind of way, because today, man, people, it's all about what you can do for me, you know. It's no longer about unconditional love anymore. You know, people are more focused on, or if you buy me this bag or something, you know, I will love you. And love cannot be purchased. It's what you give naturally. It's what you feel, and it's what you cultivate to say, you know what, this is the person that I want to spend the rest of my life with, or this is the person that I want to partner with in whatever that I'm doing. So in order for me to love them, I need to give the love as much as I need to receive it. So I need to make sure that I'm putting in the work. I need to make sure, as the lady was saying, that I'm watering the garden.
Absolutely. Well, I'm 50-50 about it. Like, we are, to a certain extent, like you said, a loveless generation. And I think we are also full of love. I think we are just very cautious as to how we love. I think people love with condition. People love with caution. People love with limitations, because the dictionary meaning of unconditional love is affection without limitations. And I think our affection has limitations.
That's true.
And the second question is, why are we a loveless generation? Because you and I both agree that to a certain extent we are a loveless generation. Like, why are we a loveless generation? What could be the cause of us being a loveless generation?
Well, I think it's that we lack the responsibility to develop ourselves in information and stuff like that, to prepare ourselves, you know, like things like reading books, things like attending relationship seminars. You know, you need to do those kind of things to grow your mentality, to grow your heart, to grow the knowledge that you would know to able to be loving person. You know, you need to make sure that you're developing yourself. You need to make sure that you are getting ready, even in your singleness, even when you're in a relationship, even when you're married. You need to be constantly learning. You know, you don't need to stop learning. You know, you need to keep on pushing. You need to make sure that you keep on developing yourself. So I think we are loveless because we lack information. You know, we just stay stagnant on one level. You know, and you need to proceed by level by level by level in a relationship and also in love affairs.
I just think generally, what could be the cause for us, or why we are a loveless generation, I think that has a lot to do with the fact that we are very aware as a generation. You know, we are emotionally aware. We are aware of the things that happen. Also, on top of being a loveless generation, I would say we are a traumatized generation. I'm not saying we are the only generation that has gone through trauma, but a lot of us are now aware of this trauma. Mental health is a thing, and we are aware of our emotional health as well. And so we want to love wholeheartedly. We want to love people wholeheartedly, and we want to give of ourselves wholeheartedly, right? But the thing is that we've been betrayed before, and we didn't receive the love that we were giving out, and so then we withhold that and we keep it to ourselves, and we build a barrier, and we are those people who are just like, okay, I'm gonna love, but I'm gonna have condition. You know. And the next question is, how can we do better? How can we do better? How can we love better? How can we be unconditional in our love as people? Just not romantically, but generally. Because right now, like, I can, like, almost guarantee you that it's not the same as before when you go to your neighbor to ask for sugar. It's not the same as when we were growing up and your mom would send you, hey, please go next door and ask for sugar. The next door neighbor would just give sugar, you know, without thinking about it that much. I know there's inflation and stuff, but then I feel like we are so isolated as a generation. We are not neighborly. We are not, I don't know, we are to ourselves. It's every man for himself. It's like the jungle, you know, and I feel like we can do better, but how can we do better in your opinion?
Well, I think firstly we need to start by trusting again.
That is so important. That is so good. I think you need to repeat that.
I think we need to start by trusting again. To know that our past experiences do not determine our future or our present moment. You know, whatever we went through in the past, like, trust me, you want to have the same experience in the moment that you are in today. You know, you need to give that person a chance to say, you know what, I'm gonna be vulnerable enough to trust you again, not considering that kind of things happened to me in the past with my relationships and stuff like that. You know, I need to be open to trusting my person that I'm with today, or whoever that needs love. You know, I need to know that people deserve second chances.
Sure.
You know, so I need to trust again. I think that's what I can say.
Yeah. So for us to do better,
Yeah.
we need to learn to trust again.
Yeah.
That is so powerful. I also think that in order for us to do better, we need to be open to disappointment, because I think people fear being disappointed so much. I think you need to be open to disappointment, because at the end of the day, you are a human being. You are going to experience disappointments, and people you love and people who love you are going to disappoint you. So I think we need to normalize disappointment, not to a point out as well, like every single time you are just giving off to people who are hurting you on purpose, people who are deliberately disappointing you. No, I'm not saying that, but in relationships, in any relationship, whether it's with your mom, whether it's with your siblings, whether it's with your friends, you will be disappointed.
That's true.
There will be disappointment that happens, but we also need the maturity to be able to deal with that disappointment in a loving way. I feel like people don't want to put in the work. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, I think I was watching this other video and somebody said we give our romantic partners more chances than we do our friends or our family. And I agree with that notion. I agree with it. But I honestly think for us to do better, we need to be open to disappointment. And I think the only way, again, for you to be better at loving unconditionally is to have God, because you can't do it without Him. You can't do it without Him, and because God is love. And if He's love, He teaches you how to love.
And I always say this: seek first the kingdom of God and its righteousness, and all things shall be added unto you. Love, anything that you need will be added unto you. You know.
Period. Dot. Yes. Let's move on to the next question. The next question is unconditional love something that exists? Like, is it existent? Is it there?
I believe it is there. I believe it is there. And it's what we need as a generation.
True.
You know?
True.
We don't have to have conditions in order to love someone. You don't have to have standards. Okay, you can have standards to say I'm raising myself to the point where I'd say this is what I expect of myself, more than I expect of
other people.
The other people. You know, I need to say I cannot be like a failure. I cannot be not committed. You know, those are kind of things that I need to expect from myself. So I believe that we can love unconditionally. You know?
So unconditional love exists.
It does.
Okay.
It does.
I agree as well. Unconditional love does exist, and you see that with mothers and fathers with their children. That love is unconditional.
That's true.
And people would rather invest the love into their family, the love into their partners, than to invest in friends or people from the outside. But I think that we need to invest and spread that love all over. Because so many people, like I said in the beginning, we are all seeking unconditional love, but it seems like somehow we are incapable of giving it or receiving it, because some people run away from unconditional love. Like, even like I've had conversations with friends like who are single and they start getting into a relationship and they're like, "Hey, Chomi, what's that?" You know, like, why are we so scared to receive unconditional love, and why are we so scared to even give unconditional love? So it is there. It's just a matter of deciding that I am going to love unconditionally. And which leads me to my next question, which is love, unconditional love, a choice?
So repeat it again.
Is love, unconditional love, is it a choice?
I believe it is a choice, because it's a decision that you make that I am gonna give unconditional love.
True.
Love by itself, I can say it might not be a choice. It's something that comes like from God. It's something that it comes through affection and stuff like that. But unconditional love, it needs work. It needs commitment. It needs you to sow seeds. It needs you to just plant, you know, to make sure that you watering the garden, as the lady said. Yeah. So I believe that it is a choice.
It is a choice. And I'm just going to quote something here by A.J. Jacobs, and he says, unconditional love is an illogical notion, but such a great and powerful one. And yes, it's illogical to love somebody unconditionally. But anything that's illogical, right? That doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense for me to love you unconditionally. What makes sense is that I build barriers and protect myself from being hurt. But I have not done anything that was illogical that has not benefited me. I mean, taking leaps, taking a risk, that's basically what they're saying. It has benefited me, even if it didn't go the way I planned for it to go. But at the end of the day, it benefits me more than it benefits the next person.
That's true.
So when you love unconditionally, like the Bible says, you will reap what you sow. When you give that unconditional love, it comes back to you, right? And I believe that it is a decision. It is a decision that you love people unconditionally. You forgive people and you let people in. It is definitely a decision. And the last question that I have, I can't believe this went so fast, right? And the last question that I have here says, what is your definition of unconditional love? Yeah.
I can say it's to a certain extent loving without limits. You know, to say, you know what, I'm just gonna give myself. I'm gonna serve. I'm gonna do things for my partner or for whoever needs love. I'm gonna need it without expecting anything in return. So I'm just gonna make sure that I'm giving, you know. Like it's all about the next person more than it is about me.
Yeah, and you know, I was gonna say it's loving without expecting anything in return, but something else that comes to mind is laying my life down. That's unconditional love for me. Laying my life down, basically getting rid of myself. Service, that's unconditional love. Jesus, that's the perfect example of unconditional love. You know, forgiving 77 times 7, whatever the Bible says, forgiving over and over. That for me is the definition of unconditional love. And I would just like to encourage you there at home, wherever you're watching this from. I encourage you to love unconditionally. I encourage you to give of yourself. I encourage you to serve, because we are in this world to do exactly that. We're here to serve, and you can't serve when you don't have love. So give of yourself, love holistically, and what you do will come back to you. Whatever good that you put out will come back to you. The Bible does say that we reap what we sow. And that is it from us, guys. Thank you so much for joining me.
Bestie Bay, aka Elastic Soul Shaker.
Thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this episode, and I really hope you have learned something from this episode. And please tell us in the comment section down below. We love hearing from you. Tell us, what is your definition of unconditional love? Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. I will see you guys in the very next video. I love you a lot. Goodbye.
Bye.